Hello and welcome to episode 186 of the Veeam Community Recap. It's almost 200. I can't believe it. I am the Rickatron. I am back, but not at home. I am in our Veeam Kirkland, Washington Center. Madalena is at home. How are you doing today, Maddie?
Hello, Rick, and hello, community. I'm doing well. I was just mentioning earlier to Rick that finally a nice day, sunny day. So it's not too dark because we are recording quite late today. So that's a good thing. Other than that, keeping busy with the community. But yeah, you again on the road, Rick. You've been on the
Oh, I
road
will be
for so
home the
many
next
weeks.
2 weeks. I promise. I'm going to be home soon.
Okay,
But
just before
you
the summit.
mentioned it's getting dark. It's not even light yet here. It's just barely sun coming up.
Yeah,
Washington to Bucharest is quite a long, I don't know,
yeah.
very long time zone
I
stretch.
think it's more than 8 hours, something like that.
Yeah, it's absolute madness. But speaking of madness, we have so much to cover here today. I love it. I just love that we have all this stuff to cover. So I think we just jump into it. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. A lot of things to talk about.
All right. All right. Now, Maddie, I'm on one screen again. Let's let me know. Are we looking at Michael Melter? Do you see it?
We are, and this
All
is
right.
such a great article in there.
Yep. And Michael's back with part 2 of his content on group managed service accounts. And you can find the first part right here, by the way. And I'm pretty sure it linked it over here as well. What caught your eye on this one other than, he came back with the part 2?
It's a long one.
Yeah.
and he had trouble posting it, so
Oh,
two
wow. He
things
hit the
already.
limit. We had to.
But yeah, that's not what caught my eye. It's actually a really great article, and this is episode 2, article 2, part of a series of 3, from what I understand. And it's going to be on gMSA, the Group Managed Service Accounts with VBR. In the first part, I believe we already discussed it in one of our episodes. Michael discusses the basic concept behind it and try to answer the question why to use the group managed service accounts. And he also discussed what makes gMSA accounts more secure than regular service accounts in a Windows domain. And then he created a list with several advantages. As you said, he linked in like his first article. So definitely before reading this one, just go and read the first one. And in this second part, obviously, he's going to show us how to implement gMSA with VBR, and he takes us through all steps. And the first step would be ensure your forest schema is updated to at least Windows 2012 version 56 plus. Second step, make sure you have created a KDS root key, prepare your guest interaction proxy, and then create a security group to allow access to the gMSA password. And now it's finally time to create the gMSA account in the domain. One important aspect in here that Michael mentions, he said hey, I did not wait the 10 hours after having created the KDS key. So then he gets an error in there. Because of that, he probably thought, let me see if I can trick it, but it didn't work. So make sure you wait the 10 hours. And then not the last step, but the step before the last step, just enable guest systems to allow access via the new gMSA. And finally, time to set it up in VBR. All successful. And yeah, as I said, make sure you are not missing on the third part, where Michael is going to discuss about attack vectors to gMSAs and how to handle those and what comes next with Windows 2025. So all that sounds super interesting to me. What do you think, Rick?
Well, this is fantastic, Michael. Great pick here, Maddie. Super thorough. I love that we're going all the way through end to end guest interaction proxy to the and really we're not even in VBR yet, right? We've created it. We've just got to got to this point. And what I also like here, Michael, is you're covering all these little things that people will get stuck on, like this 10-hour synchronization time. You're covering that so people don't get surprised, because those are the types of things, Maddie, that people just give up. Like, oh, okay, I can't figure it out. I'll do something else. Absolutely fantastic. Thorough as thorough can be. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
All right. Next up is Johan from our product management team. Pulled out a spam. This cool topic somehow got thrown in the spam bucket. We don't know what's happening. It must have just been too good. But what caught your eye here on this topic?
So Johan is talking about how to backup and restore data from Azure Key Vault. And first things first, he explains why backup Azure Key Vault. And then he goes on discussing the soft delete feature that I think is very, very important. He's saying, hey, Azure Key Vault includes a soft delete feature that enables the recovery of deleted vaults and objects, such as keys, secrets, certificates. And once an object is deleted, there is a default recovery period of 90 days, which I think is really important, unless the object is permanently purged. But this feature is important because it acts as your first layer of defense, and it really ensures that any accidental or malicious deletions can be easily reversed within this recovery window. So that was very important in here. Another important thing is that Azure Key Vault comes with PowerShell and AZ-CLI commands to get values or to perform backup and restore. And then Johan is going over both of those, and he shares the codes with us. So nicely done. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that it's really important to give it both in PowerShell, right? And then Azure CLI. So basically the Azure shell. So this is for those of you who do stuff with PowerShell, this is really the same kind of language, just targeted towards Azure Shell or PowerShell on your Windows system, because in the Azure portal, you can click a little thinger and get the shell right there. So I love that he walks you through the or both ways. So fantastic. I'm going to give you a like, Johan. I'm sorry this one fell into the spam bucket. AI hallucination. Who knows?
But talking about that, Rick, guys, if you have that issue, you see that your post is not readily and available, just contact us, DM us there, and we can help you have it live, because most probably went to spam. So I think that's something good to mention for our audience.
Myself, Maddie, or Sophia, not in that order. Go with Sophia, Maddie first, then me, because they're much more on top of it. But thank you, Johan. Good stuff. All right. Next up, we have a guy named Jeff, and he has some Kasten A to Z, but talking about putting these types of backups on object storage on the object verse. Pretty interesting angle. And of course, he's making it fun.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's Jeff. It wouldn't work any other way, right? But I think this is the new project Jeff was working on, if I'm not mistaken. And what he's trying to show in here is how to add OOTBI, the out-of-box immutability, as a location profile in Kasten. And then first he creates a new bucket, then he creates a separate access key and secret key. Next, he creates a location profile with Kasten, and then go enable immutability, set up DR to point to the OOTBI bucket, and voila. It's a lot of print screens in there, but what I would like to see next, related maybe to this post, is what are the benefits of doing this, and why should anyone use Kasten and OOTBI? Like some use cases I would like to see in here, and that would be something valuable for our community. So Jeff, you know what you have to do. What do you think about this, Rick?
Well, a couple of thoughts. I love the idea of putting additional types of backups onto ultra resilient storage or zero trust data resilience, ZTDR. Love that. And one thing I'll say, now he's switching over to Kasten, at least on these screenshots. One thing I'll say is that the OOTBI, the out-of-the-box immutable storage, is actually very easy to use. A lot of people think, oh, it's object storage, it's going to be harder. I can tell you this was a very easy product to set up. We do have a eval unit in the lab, and I put my backups on there. It works quite nicely. So it's good stuff, and I love, Jeff, how you walk through it with Kasten and the object first OOTBI appliance. So good stuff. And yeah, we don't have to ask him to tell us more. You know he's going to do it. So
I know. Just suggesting. Let's see what are some surprises, what he's working on. Looking forward to, Jeff.
Well, what's this one? I just saw this right here. Was this him? Oh, no, it's another recap. Oh, no wonder it was related. We always call this guy's name. All right. Next up, we're going out of our featured content into the VBS, the Vanguard Blog Spotlight. And today we're going to focus on Vladan Seguet from France. And he is covering the Veeam backup for Salesforce version 3 product. And I love it. It's really thorough.
Yeah, definitely. So if you recall, Rick, a few weeks ago before the Salesforce V3 release, we had a debrief call for our Veeam 100 members, which is part of their benefits package of being part of the Veeam 100 program. And AZ gave us an update on what's new with Salesforce. And in this post, Vladan, which we don't really, I think this is the first time we call his name in the recap. So welcome to the recap, Vladan, by the way. He's taking us through some new features like data archiving, data encryption, AI data pipeline. Then he discusses the optimization and speed increase. Definitely cool fact is that in V3, there is an average of 30% increase in backup speed and 45% decrease in API consumption during full and incremental backup without data encryption enabled. So that's pretty cool. So I think if you are new to the product or just want an overview on V3, either way, this article is something that you might want to read. I think it's easy to go over it and to understand it because he's also like kind of introducing and explaining, the concept of the product, and it's just easy to follow. So definitely recommend it.
I know that this is taking a lot of the visuals, the slides from our call that AZ hosted, but I gotta wonder, I guess this icon means sandbox. I wasn't on the call, but what the heck is that? Is a sandbox? I don't know. We'll have to find out. I'll have to ask AZ about that. But Vladan, yeah, you gotta watch what they do. They do, like, I found one time somebody had like 4 arms or something. What's going on? But Vladan, good to call your name here on the recap. Hopefully call it again. All right. Still many tabs and special department. I have promised to Madi I'm going to go quick through the many special department things that I added. So first up, the hardened repository. You might remember for a long part of 2023, we were promoting the ISO, the hardened ISO. We have a community preview now available. I actually took the old post and reformatted it here today. But I will say this particular preview is in the Veeam forum. So you got to click that to download it and get some of the information. I put a few FAQ in here as well, but I just want to let everybody know there's been a lot of interest about that. Those of you who sent me private messages, I sent you this back. Check that out. This is a really cool one. All right, got to move quick. KB 4600, I want to let everybody know a small update has happened here for 12.2. And I'll go down here and you can see it. It's still 12.2.0.334, but 2 different times it's been updated to have the individual plugins, one for the Nutanix AHV and the other with the Azure plugin. So if you're using those 2, that's something to consider, either downloading it separately if you've already upgraded to 12.2, you could do it straight away, Or if you've not yet updated to 12.2, take this latest ISO so you can have these plugins incorporated. Whew. Breath next. Okay.
One more.
No, actually two. Press release on the 1st, start of Cybersecurity Month. I just want to highlight that we had a press release about now our Veeam Data Platform premium customers. It can include the Coveware Recon scanner. So this is the first example of that acquisition we did of Coveware by Veeam, that software stack being incorporated into the Veeam Data Platform. So check that out. And we talked about that briefly on the Veeam Data Resilience Summit, Veeam On Data Resilience Summit, which broadcasted the 1st and 2nd for APJ. You can watch it online. Okay, I tried to be quick. But Madi, tell us about this user group in Slovakia. That's coming up, I think, next week or the week after.
Next week, yes. This is super exciting because this is a new group. We mentioned it, I believe, last week, the VUG Slovakia. We kind of just started it, and they're going to have an in-person event, which is next week on Thursday, October 10th. It's going to be a short one, like 2 hours event. They're going to have it in Bratislava, Lenovo office. Thank you, Lenovo. They're going to have sponsors, Object First. So thank you, Object First as well. So Boris, Nicola are going to be there. And our 2 leaders, Martin and Daniel, that together with Boris and Nicola put together, organized this event. So very excited about it and looking forward to hear on the feedback, to, get some pictures, get like a post and see how this went. And hopefully we are going to have more from now on. There is a page there. If you are in Bratislava and you have the time to attend, just go here and register for the event. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. If you look, at the the event, the setup page, not the registration page, but the one at the community hub, at the description, you're going to see something related to Boris and his matrix powers or something like that.
Oh boy, hold on, I didn't catch that. Let me go back and see if I can find that. So probably, by the way, I'm going to show you something. You can always do a search. See, I just started typing Slovakia. First one that came up. By the way, our search there is pretty good. So I need to find his superpowers. Let's see. Where are you talking? Let's see.
Yeah. What is he saying?
Oh, here it is.
Yeah. By which scene from the Matrix he will.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're putting some fun in it. I like that.
There you go.
Awesome. Well, cool. Yeah. Thank you, Boris. Thank you. I think Lucas is the leader as well.
Martin, who used to be...
His last name is OUC. Yeah, that's it.
And Daniel is the second leader as well.
Got it. Thank you all. This will be fantastic. Rock on. All right. Upcoming webinar, DR for the Kasten Kubernetes world. Some guy named Jeff and Patricio. He's done a lot with this as well. This will be pretty interesting next week as well on the 10th.
Yeah, same day, October 10th. We have this Kubernetes Corner virtual event. Jeff has a special guest, Patricio. He has been doing a lot in this space, the Kubernetes Kasten world. So they will discuss disaster recovery strategies for Kubernetes and how to implement them using Kasten. So you still have some time to register if you haven't done so. I'm 100% this is going to be a very good show. We kind of already had some internal calls with the Kubernetes champions discussing this subject. That was pretty interesting. So I'm glad that Patricio decided, to collaborate with Jeff and to also discuss it, with our community and give this information out there to our community. So yeah, that's going to be great.
Yeah, definitely. If you can attend live, please do. If not, it'll be on the Veeam community playlist on YouTube, a community events playlist on YouTube, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. All right. Last up, this lady named Maddie is doing the blog of the month. I think we got a great list of choices this month.
Yeah, I already put my vote in. Have you, Rick?
No, I'm logged in. That's why it's
Okay.
not showing me the results or any selection. But I know what I'm going to vote for, but I haven't done it yet. I will do it when I'm not recording.
So yeah, help us decide on which one is the best, which one deserves the badge, the blogger
Yeah.
of the month. I mean, for me, it was pretty tough this month because I had two favorite, not one. So I had to make a decision in the end,
Is
and I did not flip the coin.
and I think this might be the first time we've had Matsy in for a candidate, right?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
correct.
and
Yes.
it has been a while for Esteban, and I don't know if we've had Scott in as a candidate. So it's not
I
just the
think
same
Scott
folks.
was a candidate
Oh, he
before
was.
for
Okay.
blog of the month, but Esteban was not a candidate
Yeah.
for the blog of the month.
So
So
love it. Love it.
I think we have Jim Jones, which is the first one, is the first time he's a candidate for it. We have Mate, this is his first time, and Esteban. So three people that are for the first time in the competition. So that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. Good stuff. I'm not going to close the tab because when we're done, I'm going to vote. But now we've got through it all. It is time for Who's New. And wow, plus 101. This is fantastic.
It's an amazing number. I love it.
I love this one. Just RG. Just I love the
Hershey.
short names. That's awesome. Ooh, that one's interesting. I wonder what that number means. Anyways, that's cool. I see. I don't recognize a couple of these numbers, but look at that upgrade. That's cool. Good stuff. Big welcome, everyone. Who are the coolest usernames? Sophia picked two. I added two more. We've got Blues, T1A, D Hooper, and Blues. Oh, I got him in there twice. Whoops. So I really must have really liked this name because she only had two coolest usernames. So I added two more, but I added one that was the same. Okay. We live on the edge here, friends. All right. The Alfred's pick is, I love this, Le Architecte. I like that. I'm
This is
going to
a
guess
really good one, a fancy one. I love it.
very fancy. I've got to think we're talking French here. So that's fantastic. And yes, I am one screen doing it all. So sorry about that. But Maddie, this is a lot of great content this week in the community. Gonna have to make this a longer show.
Yeah, but I think we are on time, actually. I think we are good. Yeah, you were really fast with the special department news, so
Yeah.
I think we are good. But yeah, definitely every single week. I mean, we always say it, like, so much good content, and it's just difficult to pick, because our community is active and amazing and sharing good stuff with us. So yeah.
It's funny because this week, this thing I'm in Seattle to do this week, I actually had to give a presentation on our community. Let's
Uh,
just say it was very well received, very intriguing. And I got to give you, Maddie, a very big thank you. And I'm going to do something you don't want me to do, but I want to announce to everyone that Maddie has been promoted to our principal community manager, and it has been noticed inside and outside of Veeam. So thank you so much, Maddie. Congratulations on that starting this month here in October. And I was presenting the community here. People were blown away with what you're doing, what we're doing. But trust me, friends, she does most of the work. So congratulations, Maddie.
Thank you, Rick. But it takes a village. It takes the whole
Mm-hmm.
amazing product strategy team to make all this happen. Our community team and the community itself that
Yeah,
like is doing all these amazing things. So I couldn't do it without everyone involvement. So I have to thank
indeed.
as well.
Well,
Back.
it's no small part what you contribute, and it is not going unnoticed. So thank you. All right, next week I'm going to be back home. I can't believe it. It's going to be great.
But next week I'm gonna be off, so you might just do it with Sophia.
I might call Sophia or go to the community, phone a friend. We'll see how we go. Um, but other than that, thank you so much, Maddie, for picking all the great content here today. You always get the best ones.
My pleasure.
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week with 187.